Hey, Mark here. So we just have a quick bonus episode for you here. So we originally recorded this Fast and Furious Drift Draft where we drafted our favorite Fast and Furious characters. We recorded this for Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook, and we released a video. The whole point was Fast and Furious 9 was supposed to be released on May 22nd, so we had a barbecue where we cooked food and talked about our favorite Fast and Furious characters. It was a video, but the conversation was so fun that I figured I would just release this as a podcast episode as well. So it's just a bonus episode. The sound is not great. We were outside. There's cars passing by. There's different ambient sounds. The levels are a little different, but the conversation is really fun. We picked some really weird Fast and Furious characters, and just know going into it that we recorded this outside. It's not great, but I wanted to release this as a bonus so you could enjoy us talking about the Fast and Furious. So if you're bummed about it not coming out, you can't wait till next year, give this Fast and Furious draft a listen to and just enjoy.
All right, cool. Well, hey, we just wanted to get together. Wait, oh, that's a terrible intro, but we can't edit this out, so we're just going to keep this in. This isn't like a podcast where you can edit, but I just want to say Fast and Furious 9 was supposed to be released. Hey, was supposed to be released on May 22nd, and it's not. It got pushed back to 2021. So Adam, David, Megan, and I wanted to get together, and we wanted to kind of do a draft where we pick our favorite Fast characters. Like that. This is gonna be fun, right?
Hell yeah.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do.
It's gonna be Fast and Furious.
I got. It's gonna be Fast and Furious. So before we get going into it, I just want to know your favorite Fast movies before we get going into this draft to kind of get a feel for what we're getting into. So David, what's your favorite Fast movie?
All right, so I sent you that list, I think, earlier this week, and I'm gonna actually have to pull it up because I struggle with liking 6 and 7, like they're basically a tie for me. So I don't remember what I put as my number 1. So let's flip through this and find out.
Then you have 6?
I think it's 6. Like, no, it's 7. It's 7.
7?
Okay, and here's why. So there's 2 particular scenes that I love in 7. It's the car drop from the airplanes. But I remember having this experience when they jumped from the towers into the other tower. I had a moment. Yeah. I was like, I'm never gonna see something this amazing again in the theater. Like, I literally thought that. I was like, this is done. Like, I'm done with action movies. This is the best this is going to get. So I had to pick that one, even though I think nominally 6 is a better film, but 7 is my favorite.
They destroyed about 40 terracotta warriors during that building jump. That's billions of dollars. No, just casual.
It's basically, I mean, priceless.
Yeah, there's no price on that. I love that movie. Adam, what's your favorite?
All right, so I know that this rubs you a little bit the wrong way, Mark. But my favorite is 4.
What? I just rewatched 4 again.
So
love it.
Let me explain. Because I feel like
this is a safe place. This is a safe place. You don't have to, I
feel like the Fast movies are kind of like the Foo Fighters in that, like, the band is always kind of changing and whatnot. But you know, when like the album where they get all like the original members back together, and then you feel like, oh, this is going to be something. So I feel like the first Fast movie was this like cultural phenomenon. Like, it happened and it was like incredible, and you came out of there and everybody wanted to buy a Honda Civic right away. And then two came out. And
unless you're from Miami, because everyone owns one already.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So you come out of 2 and you're like, okay, that was different. Like the main guy isn't there, and so it's this kind of Paul Walker story, and it's good. But it's different than the first one. And then the third one goes like way again, like it's Tokyo Drift, and I feel like 4 is where they band back together and got their rhythm, and they became the movies that we love.
And it has Han in it.
It's got Dom back. Like it's got. They brought out the big guns again to like now we're going to follow the stories you've always wanted. It's kind of like when you watch Rise of Skywalker, and there's that moment where it's a flashback and it's Luke and Leia training to be Jedis when they're young. And I was like, that's the movie we wanted to see since Jedi. Like, that's the story I want.
I want a Babu Frick movie.
So Babu Frick, just a sidestep. Whether people love or hate the new trilogy, Babu Frick is like a constant like high point. He's the
Really?
Jar Binks.
I dislike him greatly.
Oh, really?
I think he's an
Aw.
example of why those trilogies are bad. He's
We-
like thrown in just to sell product.
We quote Babu every day. Hey, Babu.
So good.
I think ours. I get it. I think ours. We have the same favorite, correct?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm Too Fast, Too Furious all day. I think it's the most focused on the car family. I think it's very Florida. I grew up in Florida, and you see the trailer parks, the highways, it's probably one of the most Florida movies ever made. I love the chemistry between Brian and Roman. I like Sookie. I like the introduction of Tej. I like that the whole thing is about Roman stealing cigar cutters from a Miami drug lord. Like, that's the stakes in this movie.
Wait, and he's hungry.
Yeah, he's hungry a lot. And
Oh.
I love the fight in it between them. It's just fun. I don't know. I like how the family, the car family unites at the end. I love the vibe of it. Okay, this isn't the best Fast movie. This is our favorite movie. So
Right.
that's why I just want to put that out there. I don't want you slapping your head hating me. I'm not saying this
No.
is the best. So
The fact that you grew up in Florida and it like reminds you of like you know the area. Like that's why I love Youngblood because that's where I grew up.
that's right.
Oh, well, I mean, so I was going to go with number one, but real quickly. So when I was in high school, they were filming Too Fast. They shut down the highways around where we lived, and people would cut school to go watch the filming of it. And it was just like a big cultural thing for us then. And then we all went to watch it in the theaters because we remembered it. And it's so South Florida with the music and all that fun stuff. So it's just a lot of good memories there. But I was going to go with number one just because it's a classic. I mean,
It really
It-
is.
it got us all invested enough to come to where we are today, this many years later, loving Fast movies, getting crazier and crazier. So it's got to be solid enough that we all bought in and wanted to be here today.
I almost blew up my 4-cylinder Dodge Shadow after watching the Fast and the Furious when I left the theater. So all my buddies had fast cars. They had Eagle Talons. They had Civics, just like souped up cars. And I had a
I love that
4-cylinder.
your first go-to was an Eagle Talon. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's souped up things. But the thing is, I didn't have like any regulator on my car. So I could get that 4-cylinder thing up to 80, 90 miles an hour. And it
So-
never exploded on me. So, but it's when I left that theater, I had a 40-second 0 to 60, but I did it.
Down 3 doors down my road, a guy is selling a 1992 Dodge Shadow for $1,000.
I bought
Wow.
mine for $1,500 with cash from a movie theater that I worked in.
Yeah.
And it had a hole. The windows didn't go down, and it had a hole in the convertible top, but it was mine. It was all mine.
Yeah,
I
right?
had that same
Alan
experience.
Jackson's
You did?
Like, I did. So I saw it opening weekend on that Friday. I was really excited for it. I think like everyone here, you probably saw a lot of movies as a teenager.
Yeah.
I was driving a 1991 Sunbird with 4 cylinders that got
Ooh.
like max at like 60 miles an hour. It was, you could hear me coming from like 5 miles away. My mom would say like she knew I was on my way home, and I was trying to go through the parking lot just like me as fast as I could.
Yes.
So something I wanted to ask you guys about that first movie. Like objectively, the first 2 movies are actually about Brian, and maybe like so like the fourth movie is really when Dom became the main character, I guess.
Wow. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's a good point. Yeah, he kind of
Yeah.
went from being the Bodhi to being the what's Keanu's name in that movie? In
Johnny
Point Break.
Utah.
Johnny Utah. So yeah, it switched the focus. No, that's a good point. Yeah, he became pretty much the man in that.
It's not that he doesn't have a story arc in that first one. It's just that he's not the main character. It's Brian is the main character of the first 2 movies. And I remember watching that movie and how everyone was obsessed with Vin Diesel's character, and everyone's like, we just want more Vin Diesel. We don't really want Brian. And like, don't get me wrong, I like Brian well enough. You know, he has a standard San Francisco work suit, which is just a hoodie. But like, everyone really just wants more Dom.
Yeah, and I mean now with him heading up these movies, they're making $1 billion every time, and
Yeah.
people just show up for these movies. So how about this? We
Well,
just
I think-
established. Oh, sorry, go for it, Adam.
I was going to say, to that point, I remember, so 1 came out. I drove there in my Cavalier, much like your Sunfire. And, you know, you were like, this, I'm in. Then 2 came out, and I watched 2. Now, I didn't grow up in Florida. So I was like, well, it doesn't have Vin Diesel in it. It's not the story that I wanted to see continue, but it was a good movie. But then when Tokyo Drift came out, I didn't watch it until after I'd seen 5. So I was like, I'm not interested. I don't want this story. I thought it was just like, oh, we're going to make a different movie and put the fast branding on it to sell tickets. I was not into it. Going back now, I'm like, it's actually really good.
Han, baby.
Now it feels like it has more of a place because we've got these cinematic universes for other themes and other fandoms. So now it feels more a part of the whole thing because we're used to that concept.
And it takes you into the world of Japan. You see the stuff that you never see in Japan. I think it's a really cool flick. Like Justin Lin brought a great flair to it. I mean, I love it. So now that we've established our fast credentials, how about we do this? We're going to do a fast character draft from all 9 films. I have a number in my head. Whoever gets closest to that number gets to establish the draft order. All right? So, yeah. So, David, you go first.
Oh, this is so hard. I'm going to pick 50.
50.
It's not between 1 and 10. It's just a number. Just
any number. Any number.
I'm going to pick 1,138.
Well, all right. David's the closest because it was 135. So you get to pick the draft order.
The draft order. Okay. So this is just our favorite characters, or are we like putting together a team to go steal something?
Yeah, what are we trying to accomplish here?
I think we're just putting together a crew that we love.
We'd roll with?
If you want to do that, that's fine. Or we can just pick the ones we love. It's up to you guys. So you got closest. You pick, David.
Okay. So the number 1 character I'm going to pick is Owen Shaw.
Oh, no. You get to pick the draft order.
Damn it.
Before you.
Well, obviously he gets the first.
Yeah, so who's going?
Well, I'm
1, 2,
going
3?
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Megan, Adam, and then Mark.
All right. Hey, and before you make that pick, I got to do something real quick. I got to light my charcoal. Live.
We'll do it live. We are doing it live, everyone.
This is happening.
Whoa.
See, I barbecued before the call so I could feed my kids off screen.
I made a Fast and Furious hot dog. I'm going to show the camera if you guys can see it.
Did you use the indoor grill, the George Foreman?
Oh, no. I used a saute pan and water because you don't grill hot dogs. You got to use that New York water.
Ah.
This is a all beef hot dog with everything I could find. So mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, American cheese, a pickle, potato chips, and cocktail franks that I made beforehand.
Oh my goodness!
I wanted to put as much stuff in it as possible.
Hot dog, bro.
Yeah, because that is a furious hot dog.
and since you're part of the Award Wieners movie review podcast, these aren't wieners, but we're doing a couple chicken sausages in the background while we're doing this.
Nice.
So I wanted to honor the Award Wieners podcast.
Yeah.
Can I
I'll send you photos.
Yeah.
Can I take a bunny trail here for 30 seconds?
Absolutely.
You can take a Peter Rabbit trail if you want.
Oh, a Peter Rabbit trail. That's a T-shirt.
We took a 2-hour Peter Rabbit trail on one of our episodes. It's a 2-hour long Peter Rabbit episode.
Oh my goodness, did we ever? There's a term I've heard all my life, but I don't know what it means. When you guys say American cheese,
Like, I don't.
Are you saying
get
we
what
don't
that
have
means.
Canadian cheese?
Well, no, we just have cheese.
I mean, I'm stumped.
We have
So-
cheese herds. I think is
It's
the
a
most Canadian cheese.
Pasteurized product. It's a cheese byproduct of some sort. We don't question
We
it.
can go talk to the cows, figure it out.
It's
But
a
is it
soft,
like-
mild cheese. I don't. And it.
But is it like
Easily meltable.
I mean, there's Dutch cheese, right? There's French brie.
Mhm.
So we just laid claim to that particular cheese and called it our own.
Okay, it always just seems so vague. It's like Montreal smoked meat. I'm like, what? Is it a horse? Is it lamb? Like, what is it?
Well,
I
they do
think it's
Nashville
something that
barbecue.
if you don't like, if you're probably from a different country and you come and have American cheese, you're probably not gonna like it. Let's just be honest.
no one else will take it. No one else will take it. So we're like,